Today's Albion Online video is all about how much silver can you make doing all the different activities in the yellow zone and the blue zone, the safe zones, and which one is the best and what you can expect to make when you do these activities. So we're going to be doing solo dungeons, which is what it's on screen right now. This is clearing solo dungeons to show you about how much you can earn per hour. Now, I am using an 8.4 set. I am speedrunning these things, so a new player will earn significantly less, and a less experienced player will earn also significantly less, but it's already such a low amount, even with all of the stuff that I'm using, that it's just not worth doing. I'm going to be sharing the results of all of these tests all in one video. We're going to be doing soloing group dungeons, we're going to be doing arenas, how much silver can you make killing open world mobs, all this kind of fun stuff is going to be right here in this video. So, I just ran around a tier 5 yellow zone while faction flagged, of course, and I am just speedrunning the dungeons, grabbing the loot. Now, I did also do a little bit something that I don't normally do, and that is I also gathered, enchanted mobs or killed, like, special mobs in the open world, and factored that in too, because a regular player would pick up, rare resources if they found them, but even then, it still did not help, not one bit. And here we are at 30 minutes on the dot. Solo dungeons. I did do a little bit of gathering, just to pick up some stuff, because why wouldn't I bring my gathering tools with me? So our repairs, 17,630, we were not down to single time. And let's put these gathering tools away on our island real quick, and then we'll see how much we made in this 30 minutes of solo dungeons with a little bit of gathering and a little bit of open world sprinkled in. It's not too much. So putting the tools away, that puts us at 186,000. That sucks. That's real bad. That's terrible, okay? So, if we take 186,000, multiply that by 2, that's only 372,000 silver per hour. So, that is, and again, I know this is just one test out of many, but I have done this thousands of times. So, solo dungeons are 372k an hour. No premium. Okay, T5 yellow zone. Alright, there you go. And let me just pop that on the screen there. There you go. So, solo dungeons, not worth doing. Now, a lot of people are like, well, you should do mists. And so this test is clearing the camps in yellow zone mists. And what I'm doing is, once I clear the camps, the big camps, and some of the small ones if they're on the way, I will do the log out, log in trick. So instead of running all the way out of the mist in a yellow zone, you can just log out. It takes 10 seconds. You log right back in. It'll kick you out of the mist. And it's much more efficient to farm it this way. Now, this used to be really lucrative. This used to make 1 to 2 million per hour in silver when this first came out. And that was a members-only secret for a while now. If you don't know what being a member is, channel members on YouTube, it's $5 a month. Click the join button down below. I've got all sorts of fun, secret ways that are way too good to share in this game with the general public on how to make silver, and a whole bunch of other advanced things that, again, are too good for the public. If I made them public videos, then everyone would do them, and then no one could do them. So, yeah, this is just 30 minutes of farming the camps and grabbing the chest, grabbing the loot. I did bully and beat up some other players, so your results may vary, but it's still not, it's like barely better than solo dungeons, but not even, because you cannot faction flag while you do this step. Alright, that is 30 minutes of messing around in the yellow zone mists. And what we're going to do is, let's check and see how far this is first. It is all the way up there. Why not? I'll go ahead and take it. But, oh, what is this guy doing? Oh, no. Let's see if I can dismount him. Yeah, dismounted. Get him, boys. And he is, he's a bolt caster guy. So, let's see if I can chase this guy. Anyway, I'm going to show you the loot real quick. This is the loot. I won't touch it. And, I'll be right back. Alright, well that guy got away, and here's the turn-in. If you're curious, I know that's not what the video's about, but yeah, it's really not worth turning these into in yellow zones, man. But it is near the exit, and before we go, we are going to unflag for PvP. Anyway, let's go ahead and teleport back to town now, and I'm going to put my gathering tools away, and then we'll see how much we made in 30 minutes in yellow zone mists, just farming camps. I didn't go too far out of my way to gank players, though. Towards the end there, I did a little bit, because it's fun, and it's the whole reason I play this game. It's the entire reason I play. But let's look at the repairs. 30 minutes, yellow zone mist, no downs, 5,925. Did not, get attacked. Well, I mean, I think one guy attacked me. It was a Fist of Avalon dude, but it's no threat. Lots of repair bills, man. Lots of repair bills, man. I must have taken at least a few million out of the economy. But here we go. The loot is 201,000, so it's really not much better than the solo dungeons. It's like barely pulled ahead, though it did pull ahead in the tomes, of course. So that's nice. This is 400k per hour. Let's get it on the screen here. And let's see. Yellow Zone missed camps. 400k an hour. So no, again, no premium. Alright. So yeah, there you go. And when you really think about it, it didn't pull ahead, and here's why. Because you're not earning faction points while you're doing mists. So, yikers. This is soloing a group dungeon. This is a tier 5 mapped group dungeon, which you're meant to do with like a bunch of players, like a tank, a healer, it's a DPS. But I'm powerful enough, I'm geared enough, I can solo it. I understand most players are not. Now, this was a 4-floor dungeon, which most of them aren't. But unfortunately, this is the worst possible like example to use, but it's still pretty darn good. And that is because it was something like 3 or 4 tome chests, only 2 green chests and 1 purple chest. But it still ends up outperforming the others, and I know most players cannot solo these dungeons, but I wanted to put it out there for people that did follow my guides over the years and build up their characters so that they can do this. It's still pretty good for a solo activity that's safe. There we go. It's about 20 minutes. Come on now, 21 minutes. This was a 4-floor dungeon. 4 floors, and I got 3 tome chests, 2 green chests, and 1 purple chest. This is possibly one of the worst group solo dungeons I have ever done. And because we only did it in 20 minutes, we could do 3 of these an hour, so we're going to take our earnings. I have to return to town. We're going to check our repair bill. I didn't get downed at all or anything like that. And I gotta say, this is just a terrible, terrible dungeon. Now, I am right next to Bridgewatch, so I'm going back to town. And yes, there was some random guy. He was flat 6. He was some new player wanting help or something, and he jumped into the dungeon and helped me kill like 2 pulls, bro. It's not gonna change a difference in time. Most group dungeons, when you do them solo or not, it doesn't matter if you do them solo. They're not gonna be 4 floors. They're not gonna have 3 freaking tome chests. So this is a really, really bad sample to show you, but you know, it might be still good. So let's find out. We're gonna find out together right now, and let's see here. Gonna go ahead and check the repair cost is 15,685. Not that big of a deal. Now I had a spare kit swap for certain bosses, which I didn't end up using at all. So I'm going to be putting that back into the chest, and then we will calculate the profits from there. So, all right, so that's 277,000, which is not terrible so far. It's the best thing we've done, and this is a really bad sample. So let's get it on the screen. And this is Yellow Zone. Group dungeon map. By the way, it's a map dungeon. I didn't just pick a random one. And then that would be 277 times 3, and that's 831k an hour. So again, that's the best we've got so far. It's not bad. It's comparable to Gathering, and that was the worst possible group solo dungeon. But I know, listen, I know not everyone has an 8.4 set and can speed clear dungeons with max spec. I know this. That's why I generally don't make a lot of videos on this subject, but it's still decent. It's still decent. Now, the map itself only cost me 50,000. So, you know, if you really want to like factor in, we can go 831, and then we can subtract, I'll say 51,000. So it's 780k. Let's see. I'll put that on the screen there. 700k with cost of map. There you go. So that'll make someone happy out there in the comments. All right. Next up is skinning silver per hour, which, hey, I did that just yesterday, 21 hours ago, actually. And so we've already got the numbers for that one. I'll add them on the screen. And here is the updated amount so far. Right now, Blue Zone Tier 4 skinning is currently winning with mild luck. And without any luck, then Yellow Zone Group Dungeons is slightly winning. Now, this test is just to see how much silver you get when you farm open world tier 5 Yellow Zone mobs. Nothing more. I'm not testing the fame or anything. This is purely a silver video, and I was just curious. It's really not that good. It's better than nothing, though, and because new players can't really gather all that quickly, you know, it's the only source of silver you're going to have until you build up your gathering. And I understand a new player can't clear this fast, but after 3 days, they can absolutely clear just as fast as I'm showing on the screen. I only did a 15-minute sample because I just didn't feel like doing it for the full 30 minutes. Whatever. Alright, so let's stop the timer there. Now, this test is an editor. Benji should have gotten this. I have auto respec off, and I don't have a satchel on. And I made sure to empty all of my silver into a station before doing anything. So let's go ahead, and I can't travel back to town because I didn't bring enough silver. But the point is that I wanted to see how much silver I could farm just farming tier 5 yellow zone open world mobs. And so we have, what is that? That basically rounds up to 35,000. We're going to multiply that by 4. So that's 140k an hour, which it's not the worst. But, you know, it's if you wanted to fame farm and you're a new player, then you can kind of get some silver and fame farm at the same time. So T5, wow, I can't type. T5 yellow zone open world mobs. So 140k an hour. And again, now you may be saying, but you're using 8.4. I can't kill the mobs instantly because I don't have 8.4. And to that I say, after you play the game for 3 days, you will be able to have 100 mastery, which will let you buy 8.3, which will also, you'll be able to afford the 8.3 on your 3rd day. I am not even joking. And then you can easily one-tap the mobs in a tier 5 yellow zone. It's that simple. Now, this is a best case scenario. This is a complete absolute arena stomp. Now, I queued as healer so I can get those instant queues. I did let one of my teammates die, but whatever. I haven't healed in ages, but hey, I think we had like 1 or 2 deaths, but hey, I managed to do this arena in like 5 minutes just to see how much, if you just chained arenas all day, how much silver can you expect to make? Because it's a safe activity, doesn't cost anything except your time, and boy oh boy is it not worth your time. New players are always asking, should I do arenas? And the answer is no, you should not. So, if you speed run an arena, how much can you expect to make in money? Let's find out, alright? We got the victory pouch. Now, you can only get 3 of these a day, or I'm sorry, you can only get 3 of the sealed royal sigils a day. But this is about, what is that? That's 8,000 silver in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. So if we take 60 minutes divided by, we'll say 5 minutes. That's 12 times 8,000, so it's about 96,000 an hour. It's really, really not a lot. But we'll put it up on the board there. That's if you just completely smash arenas. Best possible outcome. All right, arenas. All right, so that's 96k an hour. Again, it's not much, and you can only get this reward 3 times a day. And even then, if you could get it infinitely, it's really not worth it. So, and you're not going to smash arenas. Okay. Also, just to queue up an arena as a healer, while I do get instant queues when I do arena as a healer. It takes like 10 tries until they find 10 people to click the accept button, so it's really, really much less than I just showed you. This is the best possible outcome for arenas. Alright, and that is the video. Thank you for watching. If you were wondering, well, that's not all the yellow zone activities, that's not all the safe zone activities. Here's the thing, right? Corrupted dungeons, the safe ones, make even less than the solo dungeons, and the reason why is because you cannot speedrun them because it limits your item power. Meaning you can't just wear Gucci gear and jump in and just clear them super fast. You're going to be clearing them insanely slow, about 6 to 7 minutes per dungeon, and that's only for 3 chests. 2 of those will most likely be tome chests. So there's really not a whole else lot you can really do. And so I just wanted to prove once again that gathering is the way to go to make silver in this game. And you're like, but, well, why can't I make fame while I make silver? And you can. But it's more efficient for you to fame farm separate from your silver farms when you're doing save zone activities. So I've made plenty of videos about fame farm activities. This one is for, you know, silver generation. For everyone, like all the new players that ask, I know this game has a revolving door of new players, they always ask, well, I don't want to gather. Gathering's boring. What about this? What about that? And that's what this video is for. It is to show you that this is about how much you can make per hour doing other activities than gathering, but you can see that gathering is clearly the winner here. Anyway, before you go, leave a like, leave a comment. A lot of Black Zone guilds and haters are going to downvote the vid, so help me out with that. And finally, on the right side of your screen is a video you should absolutely click, and if you don't click it, then your hands are randomly going to get super cold in the next few days. I know, it's a really minor one, but